Hello and welcome to the first race in the inaugural season of the Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. You are joining us here at Axolot Speedway, who's got 9 turns and 1.28 kilometers in length, with 2 specially known areas as the C and the S. It's going to be a quick race, 10 laps. We've got 16 racers, and right now we're going to have the qualifying round. Just a heads up, the betting pool is now open on the Discord, so Season 1 Race 1's betting pool is officially open. So if you haven't placed a bet, join the Discord, become a SMARL follower, and place your bet, and you can win lots of money. The bets will be closing tomorrow, right before the race premieres, so make sure you get your bet in soon. The qualifying order will be in the order of creation, so this will start off with the default racers such as Ryder, who's going first, and then we'll end with Penny King, who was the last racer. All right, Ryder is going to be the person to set the tone for the rest of this season. This is going to be the first person to qualify, and let's see how they do. It looks like they're coming into first to turn 1 and 2, really well. Going into the C is what this next corner is called. It's going to be turn 3, and then turn 4 is going to be called the C, just so you know, that's the terminology. They are at 21 seconds, so they're nearing around the halfway point of the lap. Here is the S. The S is probably one of the most difficult places on this track. This is where you can gain or lose a lot of time against your opponents for either running hot laps for qualifying or just trying to get around people when you're racing. Ryder will cross the line with a 105.253. That's not bad. It looks like 105 may be around the average time that a racer should beat when on this course. Next up, we have Lemon Racer. Lemon Racer has had some unfortunate races the last 2 exhibition races, placing, I believe, 5th and then last in the second exhibition race. However, they are back, they've been training, they are good to go, and they're gonna hit this hard. Crossing the line, it seems like they've got plenty of speed, no mistakes, no bumps, and they're actually up from Ryder at, well, only 8 thousandths of a second, but let's see if they can make this increase the gap. And it looks like they are. Now they're 400ths, and it seems like it's increasing into the C. The C and the S are where you can gain a lot of time, like I've mentioned before, so we're going to have to see how their qualifying time goes. So far, it looks pretty good. Lemon Racer trying to do well to hold to the line. It seems like the proper line is actually in the middle of the track, because if you are on the inside or the outside, trying to hit the apex can get a little bit difficult, or you could understeer into the wall. So the middle of the track is the place to be when it comes to technical tracks like this one. So far, they're 1/10 up. Lemon Racer is actually seemingly going to get provisionally pole if they can exit the S well enough. And they don't. Oh my goodness, what happened? Lemon Racer lost an entire 0.2 of a second on Ryder just from that exit. That time loss actually resulted them in getting a 105.348. Only 95 hundredths away from Ryder, but this could have been a pole position for them, at least conditionally. Up next, we have Chaos Shifter. Chaos Shifter has had some interesting races as well. They've seen them at least in the front a couple times in the exhibition league, I guess series, but they never really won or got anywhere noticeable. It seems like they're ready to go this time. They've gained some traction with some fans and even got some people betting for them, which is nice to see. And it seems like Chaos Shifter is going through this qualifying round with pure determination, barely losing any time to Ryder into the S, and actually exiting the second curve of the S. They're up by 500ths of a second. Can they power through this last part? I don't know. They didn't seem to have a lot of speed out the exit of this turn, but it's all up to the timing and scoring. Chaos Shifter will now actually take provisional first pole place. Wow. Chaos Shifter, congratulations, getting a 105.225. We still have plenty more racers to go though, so don't go anywhere. Let's see where they actually end up at the end of qualifying round. Up next, we have Grasshopper. Grasshopper seems to be doing really well. Overall, they didn't have the greatest finishes in the exhibition series. However, they did show themselves up in first place a couple times. They had some aggressive moves, made some strong moves to first place in both races, actually. You can see me notice them and call them out. However, they never actually did get a win or even get the fastest lap. All right, exiting of turn 5 is into one of the longest straights of turn 6, and turn 7 is really important for qualifying on this track because you can gain a lot of time if you can reach your top speed and then turn in a little bit early trying to hit the apex into the S. This is where you can gain time, and it seems like Grasshopper has got it down. The practice sessions have got him so far at least 0.05 of a second above where Chaos Shifter was qualified. And does this mean that Chaos Shifter, oh no, I was going to say Chaos Shifter's temporary pole position was in danger, but now it seems like it's not. And according to timing and scoring, that puts Grasshopper at 3rd place. So Grasshopper gets a little bit behind Ryder at 0.1 seconds behind Chaos Shifter. So that is a 105.339. So far, out of the 4 racers, a single one of them has yet to beat or cross over the 104, well, below 105. Up next, we have Red Thunder. Red Thunder has been a fan favorite, has seen pole position from the first exhibition race, and has nearly won the race, except for getting spun out on the last 2 laps. So Red Thunder is really a force to beat. Let's see how he does in this qualifying, and if we can see how he will compete against the rest of the 15 racers. Crossing the line, no bumps, no bruises. It seems like Red Thunder is ready to go. Getting late on the brakes, actually very strong and powerful on the brakes there into turn 1, and seems to have gotten it stuck. And wow, I think that being on those brakes in turn 1 made him lose some acceleration into turn 2, and that's put him down. But it seems like he's right around average time to the pole qualifier so far of Chaos Shifter. Exiting the C, he's now 700s up on Chaos Shifter, meaning that he's actually not ready to give up his pole position yet. Yes, Red Thunder is coming back with a vengeance, trying to get back the win or at least the first place in qualifying that he deserves. As mentioned before, actually White Ryder, Lemon Racer, Chaos Shifter, and Red Thunder are not sponsored right now, so sponsorship is open for these racers and will be available for the rest of this season. Ah man, exiting from the S, it looks like Red Thunder lost a lot of time and actually did not get a good finish as they wanted to, ending up with a 105.715 over almost a half a second down from Chaos Shifter. Of course, this can change as the race goes on. This doesn't mean that they will finish in this place, but this probably wasn't the showing that Red Thunder wanted to have. Seemed like he lost a little bit of steam there towards the end. A wonderful Discord member. If you want to sponsor any of these racers, feel free to join the Discord, read the rules, and sponsor a racer today. Blue Bruiser is coming off an amazing win from the exhibition race round 2 after having a really poor round 1 of the exhibition series. Let's see if Blue Bruiser can carry the momentum and carry the speed into this race. After that qualifying, it looks like Blue Bruiser has been placed at 0.104 seconds down from Chaos Shifter. So that was actually a really good qualifying round for them. Up next is Sweet Haze. Sweet Haze has had some appearances in the lead, at least for a little bit in the exhibition series. However, this was short-lived as he's been spun out by multiple attenders. Coming into the C, he's already up by at least 0.03 of a second, nearly 0.04, and is increasing that gap towards first place. Sweet Haze actually ended up third in the second round of the Exhibition League, nearly getting the fastest lap, but that was actually reserved for White Ryder, who got the fastest lap from Beckwith Raceway. However, this is a new track, meaning that the new records are a blank slate, and any of these racers now have the opportunity to take the lap record and try to hold it for as long as they can. Coming out of the S, Sweet Haze is nearly a whole half second up from Chaos Shifter. What is this? It seemed like they were having a pretty mediocre lap from the looks of it. Sweet Haze was rolling. Oh my goodness, breaking the 105 mark by far with a 104.596. Sweet Haze now takes provisional pole position away from Chaos Shifter. Up next, we have Black Knight. Black Knight has been a very, very, very well-renowned and infamous racer, spinning out multiple competitors in actually the whole exhibition series. And because contact is fair in this series, there's no penalties, there's no nothing, as long as they don't cause extreme lag that Scrap Mechanic does tend to give sometimes. There are no penalties for crashing into other competitors and spinning them out. Black Knight is coming in strong into the S at 0.044 seconds, ahead of the massive speed that Sweet Haze got after. Man, that was a lightning qualifying round. I didn't even see where they gained all that speed from. It must have been from the S, because looking at the exit of the S, Black Knight is now over half a second down. And actually, I lied. They ended up 7/10 down from pole and ending up in 7th place, right above Red Thunder. And now, what we've finally been waiting for are the custom-owned racers qualifying. Well, first, we've got Fiery Dragon. Fiery Dragon is owned and sponsored by Dragon Breath. I believe they have the Albatross tail. A very few amount of the custom racers have the Albatross tail, so let's see how that works out for them. Coming into the first corner, it seems like they're coming in strong, actually. And going into the second corner, it's even, well, a little bit weaker, but let's see how they do coming into the C and the S. Because of the next 8 competitors are going to be new to the season, we have really no history on them except for a little bit of information on their sponsors. And Dragon Breath is a moderator on our server and really seem to be on board, as well as the other people who own these first inaugural racers seemed on board with the Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. So let's hope to see more like Dragon Breath and the rest of these sponsors soon. Unfortunately, even though the sponsors seem strong with the league, it seems like Fiery Dragon here isn't doing as well as he would have liked. Coming out of the S, 3/10 down from the quick, oh man, I lied. Now 1 second down, over 1.6 seconds down. It looks like Fiery Dragon is going to qualify nearly towards the back. And yeah, no, they do. Fiery Dragon qualifies at a 106.664. That's 2.028 seconds down from Sweet Haze. You really hate to see it, especially from a custom-owned racer with lots of bet money placed on them. Up next, we have the Legends Tire. Excuse me, it's just Legends Tire. Legends Tire is sponsored by the Legend Over One. And the blue and yellow livery is going to be easy to point out. It'll be a little bit hard to confuse with Blue Bruiser, but the yellow stripes down the middle points out the difference. Coming out of the C, it looks like they are only 300ths down from Sweet Haze's blazing qualifying time, and now only 700ths down out of turn 5. Coming on to the second longest straightaway on this race, it looks like Legends Tire is only 2800ths down from Sweet Haze. And into the S, it looks like he's now gained some time. Legends Tire has been rolling. His tires seem to have some grip. Apparently his tire model, a new tire brand, has been giving him the grip that he needed out of the S, but now seem to have worn out a little bit, and now will cross the line. Legends Tire crosses the line at second, actually provisionally second place at the 105.038, nearly a half a second down from Sweet Haze. That only proves how fast Sweet Haze's time was. Up next, we have Lamb and Lion, sponsored by Lamb Chop 2000 Pro. Coming out of the C, Lamb and Lion is now 10th up from Sweet Haze. Let's see if they can keep this speed going. Going into the S, they're still a 10th up, but this second half of the S seems to be the most important part. They lost a lot of speed there compared to Sweet Haze, but they might still be up, and nope, they lost way too much speed. It seemed like somehow Sweet Haze had gained a lot of time through the exit of that S. Lamb Chop crosses the line at a 105.670, a second down from Sweet Haze, and that places them provisionally in 9th place. Up next, we have Purple Shadow. Purple Shadow is owned by Nether Gamer and sponsored by LaCookie. Both of those two are staff members on the channel, and they've came together to team up on the same racer. Let's see if their bet pays off. Purple Shadow in the lovely black and purple livery, making them look like a shadow that's purple, comes through pretty decently out of the turn 2 and into the C. They're actually up a little bit, but we all know that all the time is gained and lost in the S. All right, moving into the S, Purple Shadow is actually nearly a 10th up on Sweet Haze, but looks like they went a little bit wide through the exit and will have to make up some time onto the complete exit onto the front stretch. They made up a decent bit of time, but they're now 2/10ths down. I'm disappointed because it seems like Sweet Haze is untouchable. Purple Shadow actually comes through in provisionally 3rd place and 105.081, very close to Legends Tire actually. Up next, we have Sniper's Dream. Sniper's Dream is sponsored by the JFK Experience and is in the black and white livery. The JFK Experience, with the username actually Invisible Hand, is actually the second richest member in the Discord beneath me. JFK put a lot of money onto this racer in the betting pool. Let's see if this money will pay off. Wow. Speed, a 10th up from Sweet Haze coming out of the C, and it looks like, man, Sniper's Dream is a force to be reckoned with, charging down each of the straights, exiting the curves, and accelerating instantly. There's almost a huge determination look on them as they come out of turn 6 and onto the second longest straight. Oh my goodness, look at that. A half second up onto the straight, entering turn 7 and into the S. Oh my goodness. It might look like Sniper's Dream will take pole position. Oh no, they had a little bit of a bump and that made them lose some time and lose a lot of speed. Let's see how this goes on the exit. And it looks like they are gonna be, yep, they lost it. Too much speed into the S made them lose some time, go wide and slow down, putting them 2/10ths down, and actually will put them qualified at 2nd place. Actually, congratulations to Sniper Dream as well for breaking the 105 mark with a 104.964. That puts them provisionally 2nd place and 3/10ths down from Sweet Haze. Really well done qualifying from Sniper's Dream right there. Up next, we have Typhoon Blade. Typhoon Blade is in the cyan and silver grayish livery and is sponsored by another admin on our server, Nick1X. Typhoon Blade charges through into turn 1 and seems like everyone is getting faster than what Sweet Haze did into turn 1. However, Sweet Haze made up a ton of time into the C and out of the S. Coming into the S, it looks like Typhoon Blade is nearly tied with Sweet Haze, and let's see if they can make this exit as well as they did. Looks like Typhoon Blade did get a little bit wide, but might be able to recover. And they don't, unfortunately, but that's okay. Typhoon Blade is charging towards the line and will cross the line probably around a second down from Sweet Haze, placing them at 11th. Actually, nearly almost exactly a second down from Sweet Haze. Provisionally, they are 11th place. Up next, we have Neon Annihilator. Neon Annihilator is actually sponsored by a new member named Gladion, and they are in the black and cyan livery. Exiting the S, it seems like Neon Annihilator is 2 tenths down from Sweet Haze. Neon Annihilator is moving pretty quickly, however they seem to be trying to keep under control. It seems like since this is a high technical, high control type of circuit, Neon Annihilator is taking his time trying to take this S as fast as he can, and it looks like he did actually. Coming out of the exit, he's only a half second down from Sweet Haze. Let's see where this puts him. All right. Last but not least, in the bronze, it's Penny King. Penny King is sponsored by a member named Afreny. Afreny has been a member of the Discord for a little bit now and makes some really good looking logos, hence Penny King's logo. Crossing the line, Penny King is looking pretty strong, very stable, but then again, so has everyone else, yet they still can't compare to what Sweet Haze did in that one qualifying lap. We've got racers loaded around the track because we had an error during their cooldown lap, and so now they're stuck on the edges, but luckily I believe they are staying out of the way, and so Penny King can finish their hot lap without any interruptions. All right, going into the straight right before the S, Penny King is around 2.5 tenths of a second down from Sweet Haze and is around maintaining that position. Again, he goes in narrow just like everyone else seems to be doing and ending up wide, exiting the last curve of the S, and now that makes them poorly set up for the exit of this turn. I think it's turn 9 and into the straightaway. However, it seems like Penny King is only around a second down this time. It looks like Penny King came in at 13th, only 1.021 seconds away from Sweet Haze's blazing time of sub 105. Penny King and the rest of the racers will be back again tomorrow for the inaugural Season 1 Race 1 race of the Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. I hope to see you guys again tomorrow here at Axolot Speedway. Let me know if there's anything you want to know or see, and don't forget to join the Discord to finish up your betting. But until then, I hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, night, or evening, and I will see you next time.